just because it's the rodents of the sea doesn't mean it's food for the poor people. You know how expensive shrimp is, like in comparison
Is it really?
to other.
I wouldn't know because like I think it's for poor people, and I don't buy it because I'm a class above you.
It's not for poor people. It's
Also,
very, very
You're literally
expensive.
eating rodents of the sea that almost got old.
I think that I can side with Trey here because when I used to work overnights at Frontier, when I worked 6 p.m. to 4 a.m., I used to steal shit from the fridges all the time. And I'd keep tabs on like what was in the fridge for a long time. Like if it was like a frozen burrito or something, I'd be like, look, this was in here a week. I feel like it's fair game at this point. I'm not making a lot of money. It only seems fair, you know?
I'm with that. Like at the end of the day, you know, socialism, right? And everything that's yours is mine. So.
Yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, socialism.
Especially with Ship's fucking cultural just background.
Hey, well, let's not name drop the company. Blake, we're going to have to run that out.
Me and Christian had a long-standing bet on whether we could get you to say we need to cut that out every episode because you did it like the first 6 episodes. Like you constantly said it, but then you fell off for a couple episodes. So now it's
we weren't abrasive enough.
I'd like to think that's more so because y'all, yeah, exactly. You weren't abrasive enough. You correct your behavior, you know, as I told you to. So basically, I dominated the both of you.
No, I just got tired of listening to you complain about like every single thing I said because you're soft as Charmin. Like I don't know what else I'm supposed to do here.
I'm a Christian on that.
Either way, I controlled you and dominated you, so you can say whatever your internalized reasons are. But
did you see that like something with nuclear energy happened? Like we're like close to using nuclear energy.
It was the first creation of nuclear fusion in a laboratory. Yeah, wow. Who fucking cares, dude? I would drive a Chevy Silverado, run that gas up, bitch.
Silverado, we're not letting that go by. It's Silverado, you dumb fucker.
No, it isn't. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, baby. It's Silverado.
No, it's Silverado.
I know how it is pronounced, you R-worded R-word. I'm doing this for a bit. Let me have my fucking moment.
Okay, you can have your bit.
Nuclear energy. The liberals seem to think it's the future. However, my ExxonMobil stock looks eerily similar to Hunter Biden's penis. Tall, erect, and more enticing every time I look at it. Tonight on Tucker Carlson. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen.
I just like hold on. You just cut Christian's bit off and just went straight into Tucker Carlson, and Christian goes, oh, okay.
Yep. Fine with it. The Tucker Carlson bit, it's perfect every time.
Sometimes the Tucker Carlson just takes over me, man. I don't know what to say. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are your hosts, Blake, Christian, and Trey, and this is Totally Biased Music coming to you fucking live and alive. I want to go back and see whose name I say first more often, Trey's or Christian's, because Trey and Christian feels like it flows better, but like Christian and I kind of run the show, so it makes more sense to do Christian and Trey.
Okay, I don't see how that's true at all, but...
Anyway,
and I do think it flows better. I think you do Trey Christian. I think you do that more often.
Usually your first syllable into a 2-syllable, like a 1-syllable name into a 2-syllable name makes more sense. Like Blake Poljasic, even though that's 3 syllables, like you want to have the shorter syllable name at the front. So like Christian Hicks, it's fucking chaos. It makes no sense.
Don't say our last names. We got to cut that out. We got to cut that out, bro.
We got to cut that, bro. Come on.
Okay, today we are discussing. We are pulling a stereotypical podcast, and we are doing an album of the year discussion. So we have curated our top 5 albums of the year and our favorite tracks off those albums. So we're going to run through those. I think what we'll do is each of us will do our number 5, each of us will do our number 4, and work our way down to number 1. Also, I'd like to say New York Times put out an article about the best podcasts in the year 2022, and we weren't fucking on it. So I'm taking note of that, and I'm fucking coming for you, New York Times. As an avid New York Times lib and subscriber and reader, I'm fucking furious. Okay?
Are you a New York Times subscriber?
Of course I am.
Let me get that login, bro.
I love journalism, bro. I support journalism, and I think it is important to put out a 9th article about getting your COVID booster. I think that is really important reads, and you should put out more articles like that.
Thank you, New York Times. You're saving our democracy.
Yeah, thank you. Eerily, not a lot of reporting on Hunter Biden's penis on that website, which is a little disappointing.
I think they're afraid of the backlash, you know? Are we going to move into albums, or are we just going to talk about Hunter Biden's cock all day?
Well, I could definitely do that all day, but let's move
Coming up on Totally Biased, Hunter Biden's cock.
Hunter Biden's penis. Eerily similar to his crack pipe. Objectively, smoking crack in bed naked is really cool. I want that to be known for the record, okay?
Yeah, I've been thinking about changing jobs recently, and honestly, you know what industry is always booming is the crack industry.
That's true. You could go into that. All right. How do we want to start this? Let's start with let's work our least to our most favorite. So let's do number 5. And Trey, how about you lead us off?
All right. We really got to stop texting so much after we do official podcast business in the group.
It's hard. It's hard.
I got it. So my number 5 best album of the year is going to be Dripfield by Goose. Are we going to kind of go into each album, or are we just going to roll around?
I'm confused. You just did the opposite. Are you saying number 5 was the best album of the year?
No, I said my number 5 listed album. I think. Fuck.
You didn't, but that's okay. Okay, so number 5. Yeah, we'll each do our number 5. So Dripfield, okay. Goose.
Yeah, best 3 songs on Dripfield are Hot Tea, Hunger Sight, and Moonrise. Goose is a very, very hot band right now, and highly recommend that record. It's a great studio record, too. It just sounds like a really good indie rock album.
That's fair. Christian, did you listen to his songs?
Yeah, and I like some of Goose's stuff. Some of it is just really reminiscent of a better CBD, this shitty band who never made it that we kind of grew up with out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
CBDB's not shitty. They're fucking awesome.
Okay. On to my next point. That's Trey's opinion, and I don't support any aspect of it. I think they're pretty average along with Goose, but it's a big jam band thing. Hey, hurrah. We play long songs. What do you want me to say?
Okay.
Christian, did you listen to this? Or Blake, did you listen to the songs? I'm all over the place today.
You are.
Yeah, I did. I like Goose. I mean, I enjoyed it. I'm kind of a Christian. Goose has had this weird kind of blow up, kind of come up happen to them where they're really popular, especially out in Colorado. And I feel like they're here all the fucking time. They literally just played an event here last weekend. That being said, I do enjoy them. I saw them at Bonnaroo. It was good. But, yeah, I mean, it's nothing to write home about, And I don't think that they don't have that potential. I think that they do have a lot of potential. But this is really going to upset Trey. They kind of, I feel like they're going to be kind of stuck in the Pigeons playing ping pong level basically their entire career, And that's not a bad thing. I mean, Pigeons, I love Pigeons, but I don't think they're ever going to blow up to the point of a major jam band.
I mean, they've already well outpaced Pigeons. They're doing things Pigeons has never done. So
really, what?
The event this weekend, Goosemas. They sold out 3 shows. Well, really, they sold out 4 shows because they did their acoustic project on Wednesday. Did those 2 shows. I forget where the venue was. Do you know where Goosemas was?
It was First Bank.
Yeah, they
First Bank.
Pigeons playing ping pong couldn't sell out First Bank with I fucking don't know what
they couldn't sell out the lobby of First Bank.
Yeah, they couldn't sell out Cervantes. Goose is blown past Pigeons big time.
Yeah, they are way bigger. I don't quite understand it, but I kind of also do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Christian, your number 5?
My number 5's electronic music album by Imanu. He was this artist that I found just kind of through. He did remix of other stuff and then dropped this album. It's really reminiscent of a very much a Flume vibe. It's kind of in that sound design pushing in pop EDM style. For me, it's better than Flume. Whereas Flume pushes sound design to a point where it's unlistenable to me. And I thought this kind of kept it in the realm. So yeah, my top songs on that were Origami, which if you like Hudson Lee from just an electronic perspective, he does some fucking just wild sound design stuff. He's on that track. It's Our Destiny, very Flumey vibe. And then Show You with Drolo.
Cool. Yeah, I listened to it on the way home. Very reminiscent of your electronic music vibes. I think it was interesting. The next album that you'll talk about was also that. It was kind of those two albums were the perfect like example of what Christian listens to electronic wise. So very you vibes. I did enjoy it. It's super vibey. I don't know that type of electronic music and like the Flume electronic music. It's like this weird genre of electronic where I don't know what it is. Like I don't know what type of electronic music it is, but I like it. So I kind of just don't really want to put a name to it. It's like not house music, but it's kind of house music. I don't know. But I enjoyed it. I like that. I need to listen to the whole album. I only listened to those 3 tracks you sent, but I enjoyed them. Trey?
I'm not a huge fan of this sound. I'm also not a huge fan of Flume, but that's exactly how I would have probably defined this. I probably would actually prefer Flume a little more to this. But, different strokes for different folks.
How did you not like Flume? He ate someone's ass live on stage. That's the coolest thing ever.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Wait, did he do that?
Yeah.
He did. It was his girlfriend at the time. Ate her butt on stage.
I mean, that's objectively kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. It's also like kind of, in a way, it's kind of assaulting the people in the audience who like didn't pay to see that.
Dude.
Dude, I was waiting on you to say some soft ass shit. How is that not cool?
I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's also kind of fucked up. It's fucking weird. I'm not like trying to see other people fuck. I mean, I whatever. Never mind. Moving on. Do I go back? Do I start at number 4?
Oh, you're just going to skip mine? All right, word.
You're just going to skip Blake's.
I kind of wish I could.
So sick. All right, number 5 for me, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, I guess is how you say it, Morale. Top 3 songs, N95, Purple Hearts, and Mother I Sober. N95 is just like probably the only track on that album that is kind of like bangs. The song goes hard as fuck. Mother I Sober, I think, is honestly one of the best songs of the year. Not to get too like sentimental and cry boy about it, but I do think the theme on the song is super important. And the line, like he has multiple lines in there that are good, but you've never felt guilt until you felt it sober is very intense. And I just think the whole concept of that song is really good. The album as a whole, it's weird. It doesn't have a lot of replay value to me, but upon listening to it the first and second times, like you could tell that it was a special album. So I really enjoyed it, but it's at my number 5. What do y'all think?
I thought that album was absolutely phenomenal. Definitely deserves. I put it an honorable mention for me, but 5 is also very solid. It doesn't really have a lot of re-listenable value, but it's just kind of like an art. It's not even like a rap album, It's like an art project type thing. Mother I Sober is fantastic. When that album came out, like I was just singing the girl from Portishead's like that little loop that she sings or whatever. I would just wake up in the morning just like sing it. So I played that song to death. But yeah, I love that album.
Yeah, I mean, agree with y'all. Just listen about the value, like, is not there. But I mean, Trey, what you were saying, where it's like more like an art piece. I've never listened to an album and been like, usually I really appreciate storytelling, but with this, it was more like I've never been so tired of a storytelling album. After just like one listen through, it's just a fucking lot.
It is a lot. For
it's a
real.
great piece. Like it's beautifully put together. It really feels like a fucking gorgeous art project, but I was just like, all right, like at a certain point, like I need to hear some cheeks clapping in the background or something.
Yeah. Need a little Biggie skit feature in there.
Please. I know I never need one of those ever again.
All right, Trey, number 4 for you.
Number 4 for me is The Forever Story by Jid. And I put my top 3 songs, which honestly could go back and forth on a lot of these songs. This album is fantastic. And really, I just want to preface, like, my top 5 is pretty interchangeable, just depending on the day or mood. But Crack Sandwich, Can't Punk Me, and 2007, which they officially added to the Spotify.
Yep. Yeah, they had the sample approved.
Really nice. Yeah. Sick.
Yeah, very cool. Obviously, we all love that album. We've talked about it together. relentlessly, but I think it's great, and I'll talk more about it later, and I know Christian will too, but I completely agree. It deserves to be in the top 5 conversation, and I think I just looked through Pitchforks and Rolling Stones, like top albums, and all of them mention the Forever Story. I think Pitchfork had it at number 6. Everybody had fucking Beyonce's album at number 1, by the way. But
So
it's cool to see that he's gotten recognition because obviously he didn't get it at the Grammys where he deserved it. So
yeah, I don't need to go in depth on this. Like we'll talk about it later, but just phenomenal fucking album. I think the coolest thing was I think we all have Crack Sandwich in our top 3 of this album.
yeah,
Sick. I was stoked when I saw that. I was like, all right, the boys lined up. Let's fucking go.
And you got cheeseburger money. Make a sandwich.
All right, Christian, you're number 4?
Yeah, my number 4 is Shade. It's From a Vein by Shades, which is it's a duo album. Shades is E-Prom and Alex Perez. I think from what I read, this was kind of like a push for them to get a Grammy nomination, and it did not get one. This is fucking extremely out there. To me, it felt like this was them creating music as like this heavy sound design, kind of raw version of like what Aphex Twin did back in the day. I'm not even going to try and compare them to Aphex Twin, but like how the music feels. It's way fucking heavier, obviously, because that's just the producers that they are. But it seems like that's what they're trying to do. It's just not quite there. But just from, I used to hate shit like this, but this album kind of opened me up a little bit to it. So it was a fun listen and just like rinsed all the way through the year. My top songs are Seek the Throat, Subnoctum, and Darkwing.
Nice.
I gave this a listen after you sent it to the group. I'd never really even seen it like talked about before. Loved it. Loved a lot of it. The drums in it are really cool. Like they're acoustic drums. I didn't make it all the way through the album. I made it like through like the first half. Then I listened to, I think, Seek the Throat. It's like one of the last handful of songs.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure that you just picked that because of the song title.
No, it does this like breakdown in the second half where it gets like way, way, way heavier than the beginning of the track. And it's just like their production value is fucking clean.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked it in Shades or E-Prom, really. I'm not as familiar with Shades, but E-Prom is someone I don't like really follow and kind of like will roll my eyes at sometimes just because it's not like my cup of tea. But I really liked this. Thank you. Thanks for throwing your top 5.
Gang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it too. It, like I said, it's definitely what I would think you listen to when you sent it, just because I know kind of your taste in electronic music, and I think you've sent me a Shade song before. But I like it. I mean, I like heavy shit like this. I like heavy music, whether it's rock music or electronic music. I just like, I don't know, fucking violent ass music because I'm a fucking angry guy because my life is hard. So I really do enjoy this, and I rinsed your top 3 on the way home, and I really like Subnoctum. Subnoctum is great, and also the song title is hard as shit too. So overall, I really enjoyed it. So my number 4, Melt My Eyes, See Your Future by Denzel Curry. So Denzel put out an album, and he's released a few versions of it, like deluxe edition, stuff like that. I really like Denzel Curry. He, I think, is extremely slept on. His late night show at Bonnaroo was fucking insane. He's crazy live. And I think the album is really, it's a good blend of, I don't know, he has some really hard rap tracks on there, like Worst Comes to Worst, but there are also some slower, more beautiful moments on it. And I don't know, again, snubbed at the Grammys. I think he's kind of underappreciated. I think the album's underappreciated, but I really liked it. And I really liked his album with Clout Cobain on it. That album has a bunch of great tracks on it. So I need to listen to more Denzel, but I did really enjoy that album. So what did you guys think?
I really like that album. I'd like to do an episode on it, honestly. Think it could be fun.
Yeah, I'm always trying to like figure out Denzel Curry's sound, I guess, because he seems extremely versatile with what he does, like in just like a pop realm. Even within rap music, though, I feel like every time I hear him on, whether it be a feature or whatever, his style is pretty different on so much stuff. Like I listened to him on, oh fuck, it's gonna bother me now. I can't remember what it's called. It's something maybe like the Comeback V2. He has this weird thing, and it is so fucking hard. And he's on stuff with like Jitty, and on that track called Bruh, and that shit goes insanely hard. But then he gets on. I hear him on other features, and it's just this lighter, like more flowing type of version of him. It's just, I think you're right. I think he's extremely slept on.
What label?
Yeah, this album slaps. I have no idea.
I don't know either. I can look real quick, but yeah, I think it really speaks to his versatility that it's kind of like every time you hear him, it's something different. And I feel like that's something to really appreciate in a hip hop artist. But I don't know, PH Recordings LLC. So I have no idea. I don't know who PH Recordings is.
PH Fat. That's what's up.
So
Fat Recordings LLC.
Fat Recordings LLC. All right, Trey, hit us with your number 3, my guy.
All right, my guy. I think Christian and I both have the same number 3. We do.
Yep.
Christian, can I open up your present for you? Can I
go for it, baby.
Christian and I both put "Can I Take My Hounds to Heaven" by one Tyler Childers as our number 3 album of the year. Honestly, like from an artistic standpoint, this probably should be number 1. The fact that he made essentially 3 albums, with 8 songs 3 different ways, is really, really cool. The fact that he made electronic country music is really, really cool, and a lot of it works. Some of it definitely does not. But probably I would say about 60% of it does, which is it's a really pretty ballsy endeavor to use a steel guitar and an 808 like in conjunction. And my top 3 songs were Purgatory, the Joyful Noise version, Can I Take My Hounds to Heaven, the Jubilee version, and Angel Band, which I put either of like the regular versions for. Christian, you want to talk some more about it?
Yeah, I think Tyler Childers is always just, I've been a fan. My uncle showed me him a long time ago. I got to see him at Red Rocks. Just as far as country music that I can truly enjoy, he's obviously at the top of that. And with this album, I think normally you would have someone describe to you what he did with this album and creating, 3 different versions of the same song. And you would be like, that's going to be fucking horrible. And it's all going to sound the same. But the beautiful thing about this album is that it all sounds significantly different. And each album it's so standalone. If you didn't know the others exist, it'd be just as good. But the fact that you have these kind of different versions to play through, I thought it was really sick. My favorite songs were Two Coats, Hallelujah version, Way of the Triune God, Jubilee version, and Angel Band, Hallelujah version. Rippers.
Nice. Blake, have you ever listened to it?
So I listened to it on the way home today.
All right, because we've been trying to get you to for fucking 3-4 months now, whenever it came out.
Just because you both sent it, I was like, all right, I'll stop being Trey about this. I'll go into it with an open mind. And not be a jaded like hater. And I listened to it, and my honest opinion, I'll give it to you. I'll keep it 100 with the boys. It was pretty fucking good. All right, I'll be honest. I did enjoy it, and it made me feel bad for sleeping on it for so long. Listen. Let's be big about this, right? I'll admit I was wrong. You won't hear that often, okay?
You will not,
because it never happens. Is partially why you won't hear it often.
This, because I'm gonna go back and jerk off to you saying that later,
over and over again.
You joke about it, but Trey is actually hard right now, 100%.
I am. I really am.
So it was good. I definitely enjoyed y'all's top tracks, and I will go back and listen to the rest of the album now. Revolution also did like a 3-part album with one of their albums, the one that So High is on. They did like the normal version, the acoustic version, and then I don't remember what version the third one was.
Like a dubbed out version?
Yeah, like
Probably.
a dubbed version.
Yeah.
I think that concept is really cool, and sometimes it works really well. Some songs it's not going to fucking work with, like you guys said. But it is a really cool concept. And Glass Animals has done this a lot too. With that first album Zaba, they released versions of it with like half the songs acoustic or whatever it may be, and their acoustic versions are really sick too. So I do really enjoy the concept of it. So
that first Glass Animals song is so good.
The album or the song?
Or album, excuse me.
Yeah, I think the first and the third one are great. Second one is all right. I don't think it's bad, but
the thing about this Tyler Childers record is like we know you. You know what I mean? Like you should have trusted us. That's why we were so upset about it. It's like, listen, you're right, and we're like, no, seriously, you're going to enjoy this. Listen to it.
Right, but like you've also sent me Pine Grove songs, so like it's really hard to trust.
But I've never told you that you're gonna like this. I know you're gonna hate that.
No, because when you sent that Rise or Dies, you said I think you guys will actually like this one, quote unquote. Christian, back me up.
I picked the whiniest one I could find and knew that you would both hate it. I fucking set you up for that. And I told Christian that early.
Can we just talk about this blatant sabotage that Trey has been imposing onto the pod?
It was just one episode just to see what would happen, okay? You're all my little minions, and I just like put you in places that I want you to.
Okay.
Trey, you need to realize when the bit is detrimental to the success of the pod, all right? And we're going to have a discussion about this after the recording, okay?
You're not my supervisor.
Okay, Trey, what do you have at number 2?
Wait, you have to do your number 3.
Wait, you have to do your number 3.
Oh, shit, yeah, sorry. So King's Disease 3 by Nas. Don't you like how I put King's Disease 3 as number 3? Very creative by me. Top songs, Legit, Thun, and I'm on Fire. We talked about this album briefly. I told y'all to listen to it after I listened to it, and I think both of you went back and listened to it, and we've talked before about how great Nas's voice is, and how, I mean, he's really a great rapper, but the problem is he's really hit or miss sometimes. Like King's Disease 2 was not good, but he really came through with number 3, and I think that he just kind of shined in a way that he hasn't in a while, and it's just good to see that from Nas. Like he's a great fucking artist, a great rapper, and I think he deserves the recognition that he used to have. So I really enjoyed King's Disease 3, and yeah, those tracks specifically go really fucking hard, especially Thun. So that's my number 3. Thoughts on that?
I really like this record when you sent it for Rides or Dies a few weeks ago. I think you're right about Nas, very hit or miss, and he hit on this one, which I was pretty surprised about. So yeah, I agree with it being in, you know, if you're only going to put rap albums in your top 5, I definitely think this is going to be up there.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm serious. That wasn't even a dig. Like, if that's what you're going to do, you're ranking the top 5 best rap albums. Like, I think you did a very good job of that, actually.
Of course I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is fucking great. I was stoked when you sent this through, because I would not have given this a listen, or it wouldn't have been something that was like really even on my radar. When you sent it through, I was like, okay, and fucking it slaps. Done. Whew.
Yeah, he fucking goes off on that song.
He
absolutely snaps. Okay, Trey, hit us with the number 2, my friend.
All right. Well, you already know they're going to have to slide in. It's one of my favorite bands. It's y'all's favorite band.
I got to run.
Coming in hot at number 2 is 1111 by Pine Grove. Came out in early January, really actually late January. So I had a whole year to sit with this fantastic record, a great example of their songwriting and their growth into more of a country Americana type sound, moving a little bit away from the emo type of like whatever. It's fantastic. Top 3 songs are Alaska, Orange, and Let. Y'all might actually enjoy Let, but the other ones you definitely would not enjoy. I don't expect either one of you to listen to it ever, but it was definitely the second best album of the year.
Christian, you got anything to say about that?
Yeah, I got to be honest. I didn't listen to a fucking second of that shit. but Trey and I talked earlier, and I'm going to give them a solid rinse. I'm going to dabble through the albums. I'm going to go through the discography, dig those little rabbit holes.
What does Trey have against you? What does he have against you that is forcing you to do this? What is he blackmailing you with?
Yeah, no, I'm going to give it a try. Yeah,
All the
what did
point
you
I made.
you said you see, no, this isn't a point. This is not beneficial to you. What you're saying. He says this is an artist that you have to get used to. You shouldn't have to get you. Who am I getting used to?
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at
Sometimes you
all.
have to get used to a certain sound of a voice before you can really start enjoying the lyrics that are behind, like an album. And if it's a lyric forward type band like Pine Grove, you're going to have to kind of get used to a voice that some would consider not as pleasurable as others. I really like his voice, but I can admit that it's not a classically great voice.
But I felt bad that I didn't listen to it because it was in your top 5, and I should have.
Thank you. Moving on, Blake.
Yeah, I didn't listen to a single track of this, and I'm not going to. So that's where I stand with that. I do not like them, and I'm not going to take the time out of my day when there is so much other music to listen to subject my ears to that. So I'm not going to do it, and that's where I stand
you.
on that. So,
moving on. What's your next? What's yours, Christian? What's your number 2?
My number 2 is Reclaimed by McMahon. And for those who don't know, those who do, I mean, this is going to be on Trey's, but I don't want to jump too far into it. So I don't want to take your thunder here. But
no, we should just go ahead and talk about that album in general.
Yeah, but for me, it was probably one of the most well-produced albums I heard this year, first of all. It's extremely on the Tipper realm, but in my opinion, from an album perspective compared to what Tipper normally drops or an artist like that, this felt more Journey-esque rather than specific to a type of music, something that's upbeat only or down tempo only. This felt like a cohesive piece. And the best fucking thing about it was that there wasn't a single piece of goddamn promotion behind it. The kid barely has a fucking social media presence. He literally randomly threw it on fucking Bandcamp.
Like 2 a.m. on a Saturday night.
Shit like that is hard as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So my top tracks are The Trail That Never Ends, Fitting In, and Controlled.
Nice. Yeah, this is my number 1, so we'll just jump to my number 1. Then Blake, I guess you can do your 2 and 1. But this album is fantastic. It's super well produced. Like Christian said, it's a journey record. From beginning to end, it slowly increases tempo. Blake, you and I saw that McMahon set at Red Rocks, and it was really, really good. Probably my favorite set of the night, including Tipper. And with Tipper taking a pretty big step back, and some others that are kind of in that realm also taking a step back for this year, I would definitely be on the lookout for McMahon to blow up. This will probably be his big year, where he's kind of building up a lot of momentum, and then in 2024 he'll probably be headlining a lot more commonly. Really, really good guy too. So he deserves all the success that's coming his way.
Cool. Christian, that hoodie's really sick, by the way. I just noticed that.
Thanks, Daddy. Appreciate it.
I also got...
it's got a girl with big jugs on the back of it.
Nice. I finally got sound suppression shit for my guest room where my computer is. So I'm hoping that if Trey has good internet and my sound suppression works, we can start recording video because you can't fucking see me down here. But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if you just turned on a normal light, we would be able to see you.
I've tried that. It doesn't really help much, to be honest. I don't have great lighting down here. Because I primarily have sex on my couch, so I'm not really concerned with good lighting, right?
Okay.
Because I want it to be mood lighting.
I got you.
So, McMahon, that set was really sick. I will say that Red Rock show was crazy, and I remember having a really good time at it. I would like to end a preconceived notion of myself. There's a preconceived notion that I hate Tipper and Tipper-esque music. I think Trey has been spreading that around because I was in Birmingham probably a year ago, and multiple people came up to me and they were like, I heard you hate Tipper. I don't know why that was a conversation start. Yeah, didn't even say hello. Just the first thing, I heard you hate Tipper. And that is not the case. I think Tipper's fan base is fucking cringe, just like Bass Nectar's fan base was, okay? And I think that it's annoying that people are like, "Oh, it's a Journey set. Like, it's going to be so different. Like, we're going to lay on the ground with our."
I can't imagine why anyone would
mats.
think that you hate Tipper.
We're going to lay on the ground with our mats and just get real. Like, oh, that shit is fucking cringe to me. I don't like it, but I do like Tipper's music. I don't think I could personally do like a 3-day Tipper event, but I like seeing Tipper and I like his music, and I like the McMahon shit. I listened to it on the way home when I finally navigated to whatever platform it's actually streaming on, and gave it a rinse. It is, I mean, it's cool music, man. It sounds really fucking cool. It's very unique, and yeah, I mean, it's becoming more of a popular electronic sound, and I think it'll continue to move in that direction. So I did enjoy it, and for the record, I'm not a Tipper hater, and I'm not a hater of this type of music, so I want the record set fucking straight today.
I just want the other record set straight that I'm not going around talking about your taste in music to other people. I don't just sit around and talk about you all the time.
That's what it sounds like.
Listen,
I don't know what to tell you.
I got other shit to do.
I don't know if you do. I don't know if you do.
I do. I really do.
Okay.
Okay. Do your 2 and 1.
Yeah, so my 2 is It's Almost Dry by one fucking Pusha T. One of the hardest albums of the year. Fucking Pusha goes so hard. I've become a Pusha stan. I've always liked Pusha, but I think he really came into his form on this album. He fucking snapped on multiple tracks. Brambleton is one of my top tracks. Neck and Wrist and Hear Me Clearly. Hear Me Clearly, left my elbow in the pot a la Vince Carter. That line goes so fucking hard. And Neck and Wrist, I love the Jay-Z feature, and I love that line where he talks about people are like, if Big was alive, Hove wouldn't be in this position. If Big was alive, y'all would have got the commission. And for those of you that don't know, the commission was supposed to be a super group with, I guess you could call it a super group, but Biggie and Jay-Z making basically collaborative music together. So I thought that line was fucking sick. And yeah, I just love the album as a whole. I think Pusha is one of the best rappers out right now. His diss track, The Story of Adnan, is the most painstaking track to listen to in the best way. So fucking good. Absolutely eviscerated Drake. So yeah, nothing but praises for my man Pusha T.
Can we do a whole episode on The Story of Adnan?
We really should break down every single line by line, and then talk about Drake and his kid and his public appearance. Like, it's so fucking good.
Honestly, I should have put this Push album on an honorable mention list. This album is really, really good, and I kind of forgot a little bit about it just because it was like put out early summer, I think.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But yeah, this album is fantastic.
Yeah, it should easily be on my honorable mention, like fucking Brambleton. When that song comes on, dear God.
So fucking good.
All I want to do is murder, murder, murder.
Same.
All right, what's your number 1, Blake?
Number 1 is obviously The Forever Story by one Mr. J.I.D. Jid or Jitty, whatever you prefer. Fucking easily the best hip-hop album of the year. Easily my favorite album of the year. Dance Now, I think was my most played song of the year, or close to my most played song of the year. That song, the beat, everything about it, so fucking good. I literally walk around like you were saying, Trey, how you were waking up in the morning and singing that song lyric. I used to wake up in the morning and be like, I'm not a two-stepping man. I said that do not dance. So Dance Now, Crack Sandwich, and Brud and Them. Brud and Them is beautiful. I love that song. I love the feature on it, the Lil Durk feature. I think it's Lil Durk. The Lil Durk feature and everything about it. I just love the album. It's through and through a great project. Feels really fucking complete. So that's my number 1.
How does someone, if he's playing live on stage, how does someone not just cry laughing when they're like, and now give it up for Lil Durk? I would fucking die every time.
One of my favorite pod moments of the year is when Chris was talking about that song I sent, and he said, the lyrics are hard as fuck, but it sounds like a toddler infant is rapping them. And Trey goes, his name is Lil Baby.
His name is Lil Baby.
It's true.
His name is Lil Baby. His name is Lil Baby.
Wah, bitch, I'm Lil Baby. Or Da Baby. I always forget which one says that.
Da Baby is the one that got canceled. Lil Baby is the good one.
Okay.
All right, Christian.
Yeah, I mean, my number one, same as Blake, J.I.D., The Forever Story. I mean, just in terms of, like, I think a lot of it was a little bit of timing and just, I had just really started getting kind of into hip hop just in general, like diving into new hip hop and trying to be better about like listening to and appreciating it, which is just kind of the time that he was really starting to pick up steam with a bunch of different tracks that I was just coming across. And then this album dropped and I was just completely fucking blown away. I mean, from a storytelling perspective, I think it's amazing. The production on it, just almost every track rides so fucking hard. Yeah, Dance Now, Crack Sandwich, Surround Sound.
Yeah, you were kind of the one that put me on to JID, to be honest. You sent us both, like, forever ago, Skeegee.
Skeegee.
Skeegee is great. Should have been on the album, but that song is fucking phenomenal. Also, it reminds me we've had this group message with us three, like, years before we started the podcast, which I think is really funny.
And it took you forever to pin it to your iMessage, which is still insulting.
Hey, it's there now. That's all that matters.
Thank God.
Trey, what do you think about the Forever Story, my friend? I guess you already kind of told us.
Yeah, I put it on number 4. I think it easily could be number 1, depending on my mood for the day. If I wasn't such a contrarian, I probably would have put it at number 1. But, both of y'all did it, so I just had to bump it back a few notches because that's the kind of guy I am, I guess. So it's phenomenal.
How cool would it have been if we all agreed on the number 1 album? Why did you do that? Like,
what the fuck?
I'm kidding. I don't know. I didn't want to put it at number 1. Just because, really and truly, I think the Mickman album for me was just like something that absolutely blew me away the first time I listened to it, and blows me away in the same way. And Forever Story also does that, but it just depends on the day.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So that was the Totally Biased Music Cruise top
2022 wrap up, baby.
2022 top albums. Any final thoughts from you guys on these top albums? Nothing.
You forget how much fucking music is released in a year because Jesus Christ, it's just like, God damn. You don't pay attention to it in the moment. Yeah, you're like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah, and it seems like some years are more crowded than other years. Like, I feel like 2020 was a year where there was a shit ton of music release, and this year kind of felt less populated than previous years, but there was still some great fucking albums to come out. There's also some really bad albums to come out. That Drake album was really fucking bad. So that Arctic Monkeys album was terrible.
Holy fuck.
God.
I'm so glad we're on the same page about that album.
Oh my, it's so bad.
It makes me want to blow my fucking brains out.
There's no way you couldn't be on the same page with how bad that album is.
No, there's no way.
I was driving out to a friend's cabin, and I was like just scrolling like through Spotify, and I saw like Arctic Monkeys' new release, and I got so excited. I was like, "Oh, this will be fun! Like this will be great for my drive." Turned it on, and I was like,
The same thing happened to me.
I turned on the first song. I'm like, "This isn't very good." I'm sure everything else is okay though. The second song, I'm like, 0 for 2. That's all right. I'm sure it will get better. And then I get the third one. I'm like, no fucking way. There's no. And so then I kind of start skipping through songs and like kind of fast forwarding to see if there's like anything of value in there. And there's just not.
There's not. There's really not. Yeah, man, it's so fucking. It sucks, man, because their last album was bad too, and they just, I don't know, they can't seem to pull it together. I don't know what's going on. I mean, it's hard to top AM because AM is so good, but still, like, you got to come with something, you know?
Exactly.
All right, well, that about wraps it up. let us know if you guys want. Send us a voice message of what your top 5 albums were. I'd love to hear it. But with that being said, let's roll into fucking rides or dies. Who wants to lead it off?
I can lead off.
All right.
So I sent the WID, aka What You Doing, by Remy Wolf, but I sent the live from Electric Lady Studios version because I kind of wanted to talk about that version as well as talk about Remy Wolf. Remy Wolf was an honorable mention for me for Juno. This is a song from Juno, but this is like a live version. The whole live album is really, really good. She does this like new kind of like, I don't even know what to call this genre. It's almost like aggressive pop with like some like pretty heavy electronic influence. So yeah, that was mine. What'd y'all think of it?
Christian?
You know how I feel about Remy. I love that bitch. That album, Juno, like if I would have noted honorable mentions, that would have been on there for sure. I mean, a bunch of those songs were just rinsed constantly through the summer, and this live little album she put together was just fucking great front to back. And it's just so different from her sound. It's so much more eclectic. It was awesome listen. Also, just so you know, she put out 2 Christmas songs just recently.
Did she really?
Nice.
Yeah, like Winter Wonderland and something else. And they're actually pretty fucking great. So peep those. But yeah, this rides, bitch.
Yeah, so I listened to it. The beginning, I was kind of like, what is this bitch screaming about? Like, she's kind of like doing
She is, yeah.
She's kind of doing this wine scream thing. She's like, hey, you man, yeah. It kind of sounds like Yoko Ono, like in that one live performance where she's like screaming in the background. And I was like, all right, man, what the hell is this? But then she kind of like actually starts like singing. Yeah. It's really good. So it's a rides for me, but had she kept screaming, it would have been a dies. It would have been a hard dies for me.
Fuck yeah.
All right, Christian, what about yours?
Mine is I Hope That You Think of Me, Pity Party Girls Club, and Lucy's. It's just this like I don't really know how to explain it. It's kind of like this soft boy, sad boy, like whiny thing, but not quite whiny, kind of poppy. It's like, am I gay or am I gay?
Right, right.
But it rides to me, so I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
I hate to tell you this, Christian. I'd heard the song before. You want to know how I heard the song before?
I don't know.
It came up on Pine Grove Radio. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Exposed. Fucking exposed.
This song rides. The song is great. I love the song. I think I got a couple playlists. Yeah, it's awesome.
There we go.
Yeah.
Nice. I concur. I also think it rides. I mean, look, we're all suckers for sad boy shit here. You know, that's no secret. Yeah. We're a bunch of sad boys trapped in not sad boy bodies, you know? So that's
these sad boys trapped in alpha male bodies with huge dicks.
Yeah. Like, and that's probably why I'm such a sad boy. I'm slinging around this dick all day. It's fucking exhausting.
Yeah, it's taking away blood from your heart, so you're sad all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Trey, are you working or something? You like? I feel like that bit.
You
was
look
something
significantly occupied with something else, and I swear to fucking God.
Yeah, and you kind of looked that way the whole episode. I didn't really want to say anything. Thought you might be going through something, but now it kind of seems like you're working.
What happened? I bet the person whose meal he ate came in the kitchen looking for it.
Guys, I gotta be honest with you. I gotta come clean. Like we got some stuff going on over here, and it's not great. It's not great. I'm trying to be dialed in. I'm dialed in, baby. I'm with you.
You got like 10 more minutes. Like just push through. You know?
I can do this. Yeah, I can do this. I'm focused.
Okay. Yeah.
I did think that joke was really funny.
You laughed super hard. I could tell.
Yeah.
My body's not following what my mind's telling it to do.
Story of my life.
So yeah.
So my Rise or Dies, Dynasties and Dystopias by Denzel Curry. It is from the soundtrack Arcane, which is a League of Legends anime show because I'm a fucking weeb. and I watched the show, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So go ahead and check that out. Anyway, yeah, I think the song goes hard as shit, and I really like it. What do you guys think?
I think the song's really good. Also, Pretty Lights did a League of Legends track, Once Upon a Time.
Really?
Yeah.
So did Bass Nectar.
What's the name of that song, Christian?
I don't know, but so did Bass Nectar. They both did one on an album that was released. I could find it if I went back.
What?
But yeah.
How did I not fucking know this?
Hold on, I'll find it for you.
Ethereal?
It's Ethereal. Yeah. It's a good track. He never played it live.
Bro, I got to listen to this immediately.
I have a feeling he probably doesn't even remember that he made it.
Probably not. What is Bass Nectar's League of Legends song?
Bass Nectar's is called Concussive. It's Bass Nectar and Ren Holder.
How did I not know this? This is mind-blowing, bro. I fucking play League because I have no life. This is crazy.
I just want to point out that the Ethereal track does have 3 million more plays than Bass Nectar.
Oh, my fucking God. Okay, Christian, what do you think of the song?
It took me like two listens because I wasn't aware of the context. I remember these being released with Bass Nectar and Pretty Lights back in the day, but like I had no idea what they were. Went back through and listened. Rides. This fucks.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I love it.
Fuck yeah. Okay, that was Rides or Dies. I will obviously link the tracks down below for you guys to give us a listen. With that being said, if Trey can stay focused long enough, then it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for all of our favorite segments.
Yeah, welcome to Trey's Twitter Decks. Here's your host, Trey.
Oh my fucking God, this guy. No, I muted the class because that was so low energy. Typical low energy Bernie supporter. Unbelievable.
The claps are going to be a great punchline to that. Damn.
This is what the Democrats continue to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
So
this
inspiring.
year, baby. Not this year.
Thank you, Dark Brandon.
Thank you, Dark Brandon. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into tweets, baby. Okay, here we go. This one is from at Barstool Tate, which I hate Barstool.
Same.
They're kind of the worst, but my biggest issue with Barstool is every now and again they're really funny, right?
Yeah.
Like they definitely find that nut as the blind squirrel. So anyway, Barstool Tate, aka Ohio's Tate, and I assume he's referring to Brittany Griner being released and brought back over the United States. Shout out Brittany Griner. Is first bong rip back on U.S. soil after being locked up in Russia for months has got to be a top 1 bong rip.
That's gotta be true, dude. Honestly,
yeah,
I can't imagine. Fucking 10 months, dude. 10 months she was in Russian gulag.
Yeah, it sounds terrible. I don't smoke marijuana personally. I think it's for sinners.
No one from your job listens to this podcast. No one from your job.
Yeah, but I really actually don't smoke weed. But I'm trying to think of like what the best bong rips would be in terms of like what the best beers are. You know what I mean? Like shower beer is a great beer. Golf course beer is a great beer.
Yeah.
Waking up in like a cold hungover sweat and then you get that warm sip of beer next to your bed. That's a great beer.
Okay, you have a problem.
Beer. So, what are some other good bong rips for my weed smokers out here?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's
got to be pre-meal. It's got to be pre-meal bong rip.
Okay.
That's definitely got to be up there. I would say like a post, and I'm just guessing here, but like a post coffee, because you hit that caffeine high, and then that bong rip maybe just even you right back out.
Yeah, like the professional speedball, instead of heroin crack, it's coffee in a bong rip.
Yeah. That's good. Okay, what else you got?
What else we got, indeed. Okay, this is from Sad-A-Saurus, a.k.a. Sadasaurus. And it's a tweet, and it says, Mama Bear, : the porridge is ready. Papa Bear, : perfect, let's leave for a couple hours.
Okay.
So, just a little porridge joke for you.
Good one.
I thought it was really funny.
What the fuck? Okay.
All right. Okay, so Stacy's Dark Query Tales, a.k.a. Dark Literata. Dark Literata. Let's see. Their tweet says, "Holy infant, so tender and mild, implies the existence of a cursed infant, so chewy and spicy." Which reminded me of when Christian used to tell dead baby jokes all the time, like in high school. Like, he had every dead baby joke ever made memorized.
Yeah. I just thought, my first thought was,
there's
Christian
a lot
would
of
love
things
this.
that happen then that I like to just
forget
black
about.
out from. Yeah.
I think we should all try and forget dead baby jokes. They're just not funny. There's nothing wrong with them.
That's not true. They can be funny if they're done properly.
Okay, give me a good one right now.
I don't have any off the top of my head, but I think I could find one if I looked hard enough. Fuck you. All right, what's the next one?
All right, it's our last tweet because this one's a little bit of a story. So this is a guy. His name is Rob Den Blaker. And what this man does is very strange, but it works because it just kind of shows that the world's really dumb. He says, "Okay, let's try this again. Ordering a nothing burger from McDonald's, this time nothing in the order. Will they cancel it? Deliver an empty bag? I am doing this so that you don't have to." So what this man does is he goes into the DoorDash app. Okay, it's a screenshot. He goes into the DoorDash app and he orders a cheeseburger, no mustard, no ketchup, no diced onions, no pickle, no American cheese, no meat, no regular bun, no salt. Those are all of the items that would be on a regular McDonald's cheeseburger. That's all he adds to the order. Okay? He then places the order. He follows us up with, "This isn't even the dumbest thing I've spent $9 on." He got a message from his Dasher, and he quote tweeted and said, shit, what do I say? Message from your Dasher says, "Restaurant is confused as to what you want on your order." All right. He didn't reply. And then they delivered an empty wrapper in the bag, all sealed up with like the DoorDash McDonald's stickers, which order McDonald's from DoorDash, which I have because I'm a sad piece of shit. There's nothing. Let me tell you, you will never hate yourself more than you will if you wake up like so hungover you don't want to move and you just order a metric fuckload of food from McDonald's, and that walk from the door to your couch is just the ultimate walk of shame where you're like, you're about to sit down and eat all of it really, really quickly and then just immediately go into a cocoon of self-hatred.
Why do you why wouldn't you just order food from like a regular fucking establishment?
I know, that's the worst part. That's
because
easily the worst part.
Because you're so hungover, you don't have enough brain power to like think about any other option other than just what you can default to in your brain, which is like Big Mac, large fry, spicy Sprite.
I love fucking McDonald's, man. I honestly should have the McDonald's app. I eat that shit so fucking much. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Fucking gross.
They give you deals. My roommates are like kings of getting like free shit from fast food apps. They like just surf them.
I've been doing so I learned of this trend recently. You can go to McDonald's, ask for a Big Mac, and replace the beef patties with chicken patties from a McChicken. And some McDonald's will do it for you, some won't. But the one by my house will do it. So they end up charging you, I think, for like 2 McChickens instead of the Big Mac or something. But they replace the patties with the McChicken patties, so it's a chicken Big Mac, and it's really fucking good.
I would eat that in a heartbeat.
Little heads up for you.
I would eat that in a heartbeat to stop my heart from eventually beating. What did you think of that story, though? The fact this guy ordered nothing from McDonald's and he spent $6 on the tip, so he effectively paid $15 for the lack of a cheeseburger.
I think
it's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's great that he did it so we don't have to do it.
There's something in it's just selflessness for the pure sake of selflessness.
Okay, I have one before we go, and I already sent this to y'all, but I laugh every time I see it, so I have to bring it up. It's a tweet about the movie Avatar, which we can't talk about because Trey hasn't seen it. But there is a tweet, and it says, "Is it true that this is the first line of the movie?" And it's a picture of one of the characters from Avatar, and it says, "My name is Doug Avatar, and I'm back to do more Avatar."
God, I wish that was true.
Every time I read it, I laugh.
I wish you would have sent that because I want to see it visually.
I did. I'm going to send it to you right now. Holy fuck. Yeah, so I would love to talk about it. So maybe next episode we can talk about it because Trey's going to be the deciding factor on whether Avatar is a good movie or not. So
I'm sure I'm going to love it. just because I know I'm not going to take it super seriously, and I've just heard it's so visually stunning.
Yeah.
That's all I'm really going to care about.
All right, well, Trey looks back to being busy, so I think that about wraps it up. If you guys listen, thanks for listening. And this is going to be out past this point, but if you want to go watch a rerun of a basketball game, I'm probably going to be on TV for the Denver game tonight because I'm sitting really, really, really fucking close to the court. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you see me on TNT, fucking tweet at me, baby. All right. Thanks, guys. Like and follow the pod. And you two, I will talk to you next week for the Radiohead episode.
All right. See you. Bye, Christian.
He just fucking leaves.
He's like, fuck y'all, bye.
Quick, let's shit on him while he's not here.
He's gay.
No, he's gay. All right, bye.